Hi guys, therapist Maryanne here, and today I have a confession to make. I do not have friends. I know this is not such a big deal to some people. It may be to some other people who feel me, but it is not something that I like to admit, because I mean, friends are nice. Who wouldn't want friends to hang out with, friends to be there for you, friends to support you when you're going through challenges, people to always talk to when you're feeling lonely. I mean, who wouldn't want that? But it is not easy to some of us, and please, if you can relate, let me know. So when I am saying I do not have friends, what am I saying? I'm pretty sure there are some people who may be hurt because they will be like, I thought we were friends. I mean that I do not have friends in the sense that the world sees. Maybe the way we see people, maybe if you go through their Instagram, if you go through their social media, you will see them hanging out with people, you will see them in groups, they're never alone, maybe they even live with their friends, or they're always together, or they're always calling each other. This is not something that I have, but that is not to say that I do not have people in my life. It's just that there was this day I went to therapy, and actually this is something that I have been going to therapy for, just to see how I can be able to build my friendship circle, because I feel like I'm at that point in my life where I need to expand it, or I need to meet new people. Comment again if you can relate. I remember my therapist asking me, who is within your circle? Because I was going through a challenging time at the moment, and she was like, you need people to be there for you, people who can hold your hand as you're going through this transition. I was going through a transition, and she was like, who is within your circle? And I laughed. All the people in my life that I have, to be honest, none of them came to mind, and I was like, I'm used to being alone. I'm used to taking things on my own. I am used to battling things on my own. I've always been someone to even withdraw when I'm going through issues. I like to put a smile when I am with people. I like to show that I am okay. And I feel because of this, I have not really made meaningful relationships with people. I feel like because of that, people really don't know me that well. They do not know me at the core of who I am. They don't know my struggles, they don't know my fears, they don't know my dreams, and I feel like that is a gap in terms of the friendships that I have been able to make. So growing up, I was never really the type to have many friends. I was never that child who would have like a trail of people following her. I was always what people like to say, walking in small circles. I always had maybe one or two friends at most. We would have like groups of friends where we would hang out. I remember like even in primary school, I remember in high school, campus not so much, but I would always be among a group of friends. But then the closest people to me were like one or two, and that has always been my thing. So I remember growing up, I would also have friends that would come and go. I remember when I was in Shags, the friends that I had, of course I moved out when I was 10, so at 10, like 2004, you wouldn't have a way to connect with them, so those went. I then met a new friend when I was in class 5, which is when I moved to Naivasha. Of course, there were neighbors here and there that we would play with, but never really like tight ones. Class 5, she went away when we were in class 7. That makes me sad because it was during the post-election violence. I then had another one or two when I was in class 7, 8 there. I remember tabs. Then I went to Form 1. I met new people, definitely making new friends, or one friend who I was with around Form 1, Form 2. Then Form 3, our desk mates would be swapped every now and then, so I got another one. And then Form 4, I had two. Then that came, it went, we proceeded, and these friends also along the way, maybe we would talk a little, but we lost touch. We lost the same interests, we really weren't in the same space, so that also went. Then I went to campus, got my Ruby, my friend, the first person I met in first year, made friends with her. We were apparently in the same class. We were like that, on and off, made some other ones, one here, one there, like that. And these friends tend to come and go, and me evaluating the pattern that has been, it has been that most of the people that I connect with, we connect because we are in the same thing. Maybe we're in the same class, maybe we are in the same church group, maybe we have the same interests, you know. Maybe even working, when I am working, yes, I will always be close to a colleague, and then when I am out of there, things don't go well, or we don't really keep in touch, and that's how the friendships have been like. So most of my friendships have been kind of, let's say, forced, or circumstantial is the right word. So we'll always have the same circumstances. And if you're someone like me, who in adulthood goes from work to home, or going to the market, supermarket, and back to home, then definitely it's going to be hard to make friends. And most of the time you will maybe make a friend at your workplace, and maybe these are just colleagues, you know, and this may be really hard to keep in touch. So something that I've come to learn is you need solid friends, people who can stay with you throughout. It's okay to have those circumstantial friendships, people to be there to serve you at a particular season of your life. But in order to make like real meaningful relationships that are going to cut across, you need people you share the same interests with. You need people actually who can be there for you as you move in every phase of your life. Because I mean, we are changing. The person I was back in primary wasn't the one I was in high school, wasn't the one I was in campus, and someone really has to be there for me to be able to see all these faces and still stick with me. So that is something that is kind of rare. Another thing that I have learned with friendships is that, just like relationships, just like the way we say we need to have communication, we need to have date nights, we need to do things together, this is the same way friendships ought to work. But unfortunately, we don't give it that much effort. I think that is because when we were growing up, like, your friends were still there, your neighbors were still there. You did not need to put so much effort. You will always find them there. When you go to school, you'll always find your friends there. When you go to work, you'll always find them there. But these friends that have been there with you, maybe they move places, maybe you no longer share the same spaces with, then this needs a lot of effort and time and energy and dedication to be able to build this. And this is something that most people do not want to do. Don't get me wrong, of course we don't necessarily have to like talk all the time or to be calling each other every single day, but there needs to be something solid so that you know at the end of the day, this person has my back. They have my back no matter what I'm going to go through. They will always have my back despite the wrong decisions I am going to make. Will always refer me to other people. Will always have my name in their mouths when they are among other people, who will always know also my dreams, my needs, my fears, where I need to be. They will always support me. That is the kind of person that I need within my circle, especially now in adulthood, where life is more meaningful, more mature in a way. So that is the kind of things that I need. So the question is usually, like, I hear so many people say, oh, I no longer have female friends, oh, friends are always fake, oh, I don't need people around me. And I get it. Like, we have gone through experiences that can be traumatic, experiences that have been hurtful. We have lost people. You come and find that maybe someone you trusted did you wrong. We have had situations where people take each other's boyfriends and girlfriends. We have had people going against us. I've had to lose a friend just because I lent him 1,000 and he couldn't pay me back. Like, how petty is that? We may have lost friends through very petty issues that maybe could have been resolved. I know I have lost friends just because I felt like they didn't want to talk to me and I didn't want to talk to them, so we let it go just like that. You may have had your friend maybe betray you. You may have told them something that you trusted them with, and maybe they used it against you, or they went and spread it among other people, and that may have hurt. But something that I need you to know is that the people that are for you will never leave you. Like the way we say that maybe good friends turn out to be fake. No, honey. They were always fake to start with. They were always not there for you. They were always trying to use you. From the word go, it's just that time came and showed their true colors. So if I were you, I wouldn't really be mad. I would actually be happy about it. I know it hurts for some time, but it is something good. There is also a quote that says, if you're not losing friends, then you're not growing. So losing friends is part of the process. It's part of, like the way I had said, there will always be people who are there for a season, and that is okay. Another thing that I tend to see, even as people come in the therapy rooms, is the expectation that all your friends will meet all your needs. Like, you can share about everything. You can share to them about boys, girls. You can talk to them about money, about business, about family, and that is usually a blunder. Not every friend is there for you in the same way. You may have friends to share with a certain aspect of your life, another aspect. You may have those you go to drink with, you may have those you go play with, you may have those you go just to chill in the house with, and that is okay. Everybody has a different part in your life, and that should be okay. The expectations that we have also bring us the disappointments that now we have. Another thing that I have come to see that actually destroys our friendships is usually taking things personally. I have come to see some friends maybe withdraw, and I feel like I also tend to do the same. Whenever I'm going through something, I'm not the one who will be like, oh, should I call Cindy? Should I call so and so? I am not the kind of person to do that, because I feel like I need to process what I am going through, and then I usually share after the process, after I have gone through it. So another thing you shouldn't be quick to do is maybe judge a friend based on the fact that they have withdrawn, or they are not talking, or they are not hanging out with you. Go out and find out why, and usually when you talk to them, they might open up, because there is also a shame that comes with having to go through issues, keeping quiet on friends or not hanging out with them, and then coming after that and having to explain yourself. You may feel some kind of guilt or shame, and usually people tend to just stay like that. So it is also good for you to be able to reach out to them and find out what is happening, and then move on from there. Another thing definitely is that we have a tendency to not know how to solve our conflicts. This is usually general, like it cuts across your workplace, it cuts across your relationships and friendships too. I mean, we are all human. We need to extend each other some grace. You know, we make mistakes. Even I make mistakes. I am not perfect. There are things that maybe I wouldn't do that someone else would do, and just because I wouldn't do that, I shouldn't necessarily expect them not to. Of course, there are bare minimums. I mean, like, there are things you would expect a friend to have, like respect, like trust and honesty and all of that. But then also people make mistakes. People are different. One thing that I usually say is, you can imagine this person is not your brother, not your sister. And even if they were, even your sisters, your brothers are very different from you. So we as humans are very unique. As the quote says, no one is you, and that is your superpower. I mean, like, nobody can be like you, nobody thinks like you, nobody behaves like you. Even if you're twins, you'll always have some differences. So learn to extend grace, learn to be understanding. And at the end of the day, what I like to say is, if maybe boundaries are crossed, or if someone maybe hurts you, if someone makes a mistake, go and talk to them. And of course, if they are willing to keep the friendship, then they will want to change, they will want to be there for you, they will want to understand you. But if they don't, then they may not really be your friend. So the other thing is, now when we have these friendships, like, what are we supposed to do? We need to be kind, we need to nurture them, we need to be there for each other, we need to support each other. But as I said, adulting can be tough, adulting can be hard. Meeting friends is not really easy, especially when you're an introvert, especially maybe if you have a tight schedule, and you need to find ways where you can be able to meet people. You can do this maybe by joining groups, events. You can join maybe even your local church. I mean, there are maybe community groups around. I think even online can also be a good place to start, as long as you move it physically. Then you can be able to meet people who are alike, people you're like-minded with, and then you can maybe be able to communicate and make strong networks and connections with, which is something now I am at that phase of doing. Like I had said, I need more solid friendships, and I feel like doing that, having people in the same mindset, you know, just like the way in relationships there are qualities we look for, even for friendships, I feel like there should be. We shouldn't just be friends just because I like your lipstick, or I just like the way you look, or because we just hanged out. It is not necessary that that has to transition to a real friendship. So we need to be out there, we need to go out more. Nobody's going to come and knock at your door, baby girl. You need to be out there so that we can be able to meet new people. So as I finish up, the question is, will you be my friend?